Ladies and gentlemen, now on the tee at Augusta National, where he belongs, to the thrill and delight of millions of his fans, four-time Masters champion, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Arnold Palmer.
Oh, sure pretty, isn't it?
On Thursday morning, the new chairman renews the tradition of the honorary starter.
The 2007 Masters has now officially begun.
I had interest in building what I considered to be an ideal golf course. Found the ground in Augusta, and it seemed to me an ideal location, and I was completely entranced. The idea of the tournament came along after we had finished the course. Then we began to think we'd like to see it tested, and further, we would like to bring fine players to this part of the country.
Founders Bobby Jones and Clifford Roberts opened Augusta National 75 years ago. Jones must have known that future generations would stand on the first tee in awe of what a victory here would represent. Jones' vision of the brilliance his course would bring has been brought to life by those of equal imagination. They include the great Byron Nelson, whose passing last September brings a note of sadness to this year's Masters. They include Arnold Palmer and Jack Nicklaus, who traded green jackets in the 60s, the way that Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson have traded green jackets the past 3 years. 42 men have worn the green jacket of a Masters champion. Who will walk in Bobby Jones' footsteps this year? The last gentle spring day of the week comes on Wednesday for the par 3 contest featuring fathers, daughters, and legends. It's a last chance to sharpen your skills, including the all-important tip of the cap. On the 7th hole of the 9-hole contest, Rory Sabatini. The South African looks ready for his 5th Masters. The contest is won by 1998 Masters champion Marco Mira. At 5 under par. On Thursday, high clouds, cool temperatures, and winds out of the northwest, which is the toughest wind on the course. Vijay Singh for birdie at 1. Only 2 birdies were made on this hole today. Jeev Milkha Singh, no relation, is the first golfer from India to play the Masters and led the tournament after 9 holes.
It is a dream come true for me. Obviously, when I was growing up, I always wanted to play the Masters tournament, and I've done it today, finally.
4, please. Gary Player now driving.
Gary Player begins his 50th Masters.
Ever since I've come here, I've always been overawed. I've tried to be a good ambassador for the Masters wherever I've gone. It's just a thrill to come back here time after time.
It is the first Masters for Brett Quigley, but that's not the headline of his week. Yesterday, he flew home for the birth of his first child, Lillian Sage Augusta.
Just amazing for me to have two great experiences happen in basically, 24 hours for my first child and my first Masters.
And with the help of this birdie at 15, Dad shot 76. But where are the baby pictures?
I have pictures. I have two pictures of Amy and the baby in the.
Of course, they're in the yardage book.
That's a great one. You can see how much she looks like her, and then that one there, and Amy's doing great. That's great. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
The defending champion, Phil Mickelson, is 5 over par through 7 holes and has driven into the trees at number 8. Now he plans to play a shot through this gap, but winds up going through this one.
I probably got a little lucky there. I was trying to go through one gap and went through another.
The miracle miss sets him up for his 3rd shot on the par 5. And he makes birdie. At 15, his trademark flop shot.
That is unbelievable from there.
He makes another birdie.
Mickelson for birdie from 40 feet.
Four birdies, 6 bogeys, and 1 double. It adds up to a tie for 43rd. Shortly before 2 p.m., Tiger walks onto the first tee.
My lead off? You are first off.
And in no time at all, is experiencing frustration of his own.
Get in.
He's 1 over through 9 and hasn't made a birdie. But finally gets one at 13. And is putting for eagle at 15. Tiger has battled back to 1 under par. And then at 17, he drives into the trees and bogeys. And does the same at 18.
Well, I just threw away a good round of golf. I just absolutely threw it away. Last 2 holes, I'm right there, 1 under par and bogeys.
Every year, the U.S. Amateur Champion receives an invitation to the Masters. This year, it's Richie Ramsey from Scotland. And don't let him tell you he wasn't nervous on the first tee. England's Justin Rose hits 5 greens in this first round, but only needs 20 putts, and he's the co-leader.
My short game was really unbelievable today. Got up and down every time I was in trouble and kept a bogey off the card.
He's tied with Masters rookie Brett Wetterick, a long hitter and a member of the most recent United States Ryder Cup team. One stroke behind is Englishman David Howell, who almost made double eagle at 15. 2 back is a group that includes Zack Johnson. He's not a long hitter, but he birdied all 4 of the par 5s today. He has 1 win on the PGA Tour, and this is his 3rd Masters. Shot of the day? Well, some might vote for this bunker shot by Augusta native Vaughn Taylor at 12. It helped him to a 71. But we're voting for this birdie attempt at 18 by Darren Clark. Unfortunately, it was one of his 83 strokes today. Justin Rose was the only player without a bogey on his scorecard today. David Toms joins David Howell 1 stroke behind. Only 9 men broke par on a course playing firm and fast. Tiger Woods, playing his 13th Masters, has never broken 70 in the opening round, while Phil Mickelson, 76, matches his highest score for any of his 55 rounds at the Augusta National. The round is over. The work goes on. What you read about the Masters in your Friday paper comes from this press room and the people who have worked this tournament for as long as 8 decades. 14 honored this year for covering 40 or more tournaments.
Today I have the distinct honor and privilege of presenting the inaugural Masters Major Achievement Award to a very select group of media legends. With almost 600 years of combined coverage of our tournament, these journalists bring great honor to your profession.
The original press room was a tent with 16 desks, followed by a Quonset hut. And the favorite stories of these men include Ben Hogan and Billy Joe Patton and Jack Nicklaus.
Well, let's see what we got here. And a lot of stuff.
The golfers change, the writers keep working. Furman Bisher from Atlanta, Art Spander from the California Bay Area.
I always figured if you could write in the Quonset hut during a rainstorm on typewriters with Art Spander sitting next to you, you could write in anything.
The best friends I've ever made in my life, and that covers a long time, 78 years, I've made right here. Because, again, this is the best thing I've ever been privileged to cover.
It's been a thrill every minute, and those of you who will eventually be here as long as some of us have, you won't be able to remember anything either except the 15 or 16 that Tiger Woods won.
The chairman presented each man with this award.
For decades, your words have defined our rich and illustrious history. I hope that you know, from this day forward, you are now a part of that history. Congratulations and God bless.
Friday conditions, a little milder than day 1, but not much. Luke Donald at the par 5 second.
Oh, yeah!
An eagle and a round of 74. Paul Casey putting for eagle on the same hole. Shoots 68, which is the low round of this Masters. Vijay Singh over the green at 6. Ends the day tied for 4th. Vaughn Taylor is 2 under for the tournament, chipping for birdie at 16. Is in 3rd place after 2 rounds. While Zack Johnson continues his strong play with 3 more birdies on the par 5s and a great par save at 10. Now at 16, he leads the tournament at 3 under par. And looks a sure bet to go to -4. A 3-putt from 4 feet, and then he bogeys 17 and 18.
Usually you chalk something up like that on nerves, and honestly, I felt good over both putts, good reads, and hit them solid.
Tim Clark, last year's runner-up. Is this year's second-round co-leader with a nice par save at 18. He's tied with Brett Wetterick, who makes his only birdie of the day at the 9th hole. Tiger Woods playing left-handed is not a good sign, and he bogeys the 9th hole and is 3 over on his round as he comes to the par 3 12th. Double bogey unless he can make this putt. Now watch as the shadow of a bird catches his eye at 13.
Well, I felt like I broke everything in my body on stopping that one.
He does drive in the fairway, but then a second ball in the water, though he's able to save par. At 15, another daunting second shot to a par 5. And another set of problems. But this is the #1 ranked player in the world. Pitches to here and birdies the hole.
Right now I'm only 5 back, so I'm in good shape. Today I could have played myself right out of the tournament. I didn't do that. I kept myself in the tournament, and with the weather coming in on the weekend, I need to fix a few things, but hey, at least I'm right there.
Phil Mickelson, like Tiger, in trouble early, but saves his par at #2. At 7, another one of those spectacular flop shots. A great par save. At 11, there's no getting out of jail, and he's lucky to bogey. But saves his round with birdies at 13 and again at 15.
Beautiful putt. And he knows that he is not out of this, not by a long, long way.
The good news for Mickelson, Woods, and the rest of the field is that no one has been able to separate himself in these conditions. 2 under leads with colder temperatures and gusting winds forecast for the weekend. Padraig Harrington, 68, matches the low round of the tournament. 60 players qualify for the weekend, with the cut coming at 8 over 152, the highest in 25 years. Retief Goosen barely makes it after a double bogey on the final hole. 5 amateurs qualified for the tournament. The best scorer among them came from U.S. amateur runner-up John Kelly, but it wasn't good enough to play the weekend. Fred Couples needed to get down in 2 from here at 18 to make his 23rd straight cut at the Masters. And that tied Gary Player's record for most cuts in a row. Couples has never missed the weekend in Augusta.
We're currently at 38 degrees. Of course, it's sunny, it's windy. We have a 13-mile-an-hour wind out of the northwest, some gusts up to about 25. High temperature expected about 54 or 55 degrees, and that makes the wind chills in the low 40s. So enjoy the day.
Under the toughest playing conditions anyone has seen since the course was lengthened to over 7,400 yards. The third round of the 2007 Masters began with a bit of imagination from Lee Westwood at the 6th hole. Stuart Appleby made an early move. He birdied holes 2 and 3 and hit this tee shot at 4. With both Tim Clark and Brett Wederick struggling, Appleby took over the lead. Retief Goosen had the only subpar round of the day. A 2-under 70. Players fought the wind and often lost. Vijay Singh at 12. And a round of 79. U.S. Open champion Jeff Ogilvy in contention after an eagle at 13. Put 2 in the water at 15 and made a quadruple bogey 9. Padraig Harrington moving up the leaderboard. Was stopped by a double bogey at 15. Everyone felt the strain and the stress.
I mean, you have to concentrate out here. I mean, you have to stay focused. I mean, there is nothing else you can do. You gotta stay patient, you gotta hang in there, you gotta grind it out. You know you're gonna get bad breaks with the wind gusts. That's just the way it is here. And hopefully you get committed, hit the proper shot, and get lucky at the same time with the wind.
Tiger, 1 under for his round, plays his 3rd at 13. And adds another birdie to his scorecard. But for the second time in this Masters, he gives strokes back on the closing holes. A bogey at 17. And another one when he comes up short at 18. His 72 is the second best round of the day, but he studies what might have been. Virtually everyone gives ground on this day. Justin Rose shoots 75 and moves from 4th place to a tie for 2nd. Zack Johnson on 15 hasn't made a birdie since the 13th hole in round 2. But this Iowa native has a game that's gotten better every year of his golfing career. And even though he's 4 over on this round, he's keeping the leaders in sight. Johnson shoots 76 and is only 2 back at day's end. And that's because the leader, Stuart Appleby, the only man under par for the tournament, has a disastrous 17th hole. A bunker shot that stings his hand in the cold of this Augusta evening. Leads to an even more painful putt for double bogey. Appleby makes a 7 at 17. And though he holds his lead, he's only 1 stroke ahead of Tiger Woods, with whom he'll play in the last pairing on Sunday. How difficult were these conditions? Tiger moved from a tie for 15th to a tie for 2nd by scoring even par. Retief Goosen is in a tie for 8th with Phil Mickelson, among others. Mickelson played an artfully quiet round of 73. Sunday at the Masters brings one last ritual, as much a part of the landscape here as the flowering dogwood. At day's end, there's a quietly elegant ceremony, but it's one that is rich with tradition. Today, a new chapter becomes part of that tradition. And on this day's end, the green jacket will be awarded right here. Sunday. It's warmer today.
Hey, Jerry, how you feeling today?
Balmy day today. You kidding me? Not going to need this today.
The winds are lighter, though still out of the northwest. And the thought is that if you can score under par today, if you can get into the 60s, you might have a pretty good chance to win.
Pretty nice day. Pretty nice day. Yeah. Have a good day, Phil. Thank you.
The breeze is into the players on number 1, which makes it the most difficult hole on the course today. Phil Mickelson's hopes end here with a triple bogey.
I hit a wedge that plugged in the bunker. Couldn't get it out, hit it on and missed the putt. So that's your typical triple.
Stuart Appleby's opening tee shot takes him by surprise. It comes to rest here, and the result is a double bogey that knocks him from the lead. In the pairing of Rory Sabatini and Mickelson, it's the South African who turns out to be the leading man. Sabatini birdies the second hole, and here at 3, adds another to tie for the lead. In the next pairing at the third hole, Retief Goosen birdies and ties for the lead. And he's followed by Zack Johnson, who not only birdies 3, but takes the lead. Tiger Woods bogeyed the first hole and now plays his third to the par 5 second. The birdie ties him for the lead, and later it's his alone when Johnson bogeys the 5th hole. Luke Donald 3 strokes back at the par 5 8. An eagle, and now he's tied for second. Goosen, 1 behind Tiger, in trouble at 7. Sets up birdie and ties for the lead again. Sabatini for eagle and the outright lead at 8. There is a new leader on the golf course and a roar to announce it.
On Monday, for some reason, I hit a lot of putts from pretty much right where I was. You know, when I got up there today and saw where my ball was, I was kind of like, I didn't know if it was relief that I'd practiced or that I knew what was ahead of me. That's just all about luck right there when it tracks the way it does.
Monday was his 31st birthday. This is a great way to celebrate it. Stuart Appleby on the tee at 6. Birdies and trails Sabatini by 1. Goosen at 8 with another chance to tie for the lead. And then has it to himself when Sabatini bogeys 9 after missing the green. Tiger's second at 6. And he bogeys from there to fall 2 behind. Johnson chipping for birdie at 8. Ties for second place. Goosen goes out in 4 under par 32, tying the best first 9 of the week. He leads by 1. As the contenders begin heading to the second 9, 2 holes in particular will confront them with special challenges. The par 5s, 13, the first hole Bobby Jones envisioned when he saw this land, and 15.
You know, a 5 is never a bad score on these par 5s until you get to Sunday afternoon and you need a 4. And that's when 15 especially becomes a test, when it plays into the wind like this and a player gets a yardage that's borderline. You know, should I stay or should I go? And that's when it becomes really interesting.
Can you see the signature of Bobby Jones? Can you see what he was thinking about when he designed the hole?
Yeah, you can, because it just asks you the question. You know, do you have it? You know, have you got it in you? I mean, do you want to find out? All of those things.
Jerry Kelly has answered the challenge of the 13th. And is 3 back in his finest Masters. Paul Casey has to aim almost 90 degrees away from the hole at 16. He ties Kelly 3 behind. Goosen navigating Amen Corner. Safely on at 12. Sabatini 1 behind, going for the green at the par 5. He will again be putting for eagle and the outright lead. Tiger, after a first 9, 37, leaves him 2 strokes back. Begins his second 9. Sabatini ties for the lead. Goosen, after coming up short on his first putt, surrenders the lead. Tiger for par at 10. Misreads and falls 3 strokes back. The first international player to win the Masters was South Africa's Gary Player. Now in Player's 50th year, his countryman Rory Sabatini has the lead. Justin Rose almost shot himself out of this tournament with 2 double bogeys in his first 3 holes today. But at 8, a deft third set up 1 birdie. At 9, he picked up another. And now faces a long birdie effort at 11. The 26-year-old is 2 strokes behind. Kelly off that eagle at 13, goes for the green at 15. And has an excellent chance for another. Sabatini short of the green on 14. That cost him a bogey. Kelly to tie for the lead. Settles for birdie. Goosen for the sole lead. There is a four-way tie on the second 9 this Sunday. 2 more are within a stroke, and Tiger still has the par 5s to play. But first, he has trouble at 11. Snaps his 4-iron. And moves his ball down the fairway. The trick was not to hurt himself. Now he needs to save par. Kelly is where you don't want to be at 16. It's straight downhill to the hole. Makes par. The Zack Johnson game plan: lay up on all the par 5s. Attack with the wedge. The results? So far, he's 10 under on these holes. Goosen hasn't made a birdie since the 8th hole. Stuart Appleby, all pars since his birdie at 6. Makes his second double bogey of the day, and that ends his challenge. Johnson for the outright lead. 11 under on the par 5s. Goosen has already made 3 putts to tie for the lead today. But not this time at 14. Padraig Harrington trying to get into the conversation. That's an eagle, 2 strokes behind Johnson. A 7-iron to the par 4, 14th. He'll be looking at birdie. What he hasn't been looking at are the leaderboards, which would tell him that right now he's everyone's target. If you remember Tiger Woods' shot from 2 years ago, you'll know that Sabatini has almost the identical play. Tiger's ball checked right about now and rolled slowly to the hole. Sabatini's didn't, and the result is a bogey. Zack Johnson for a 2-stroke lead. He has 4 holes to play. And Tiger, after a par at 12, will have to make up 4 strokes and leapfrog 6 golfers to win his 5th green jacket. He starts by attacking the par 5 13th from 191 yards. There is a slope there, and the ball has begun to take it. Goosen with yet another good look at birdie. Tiger. Now tied for second, 2 behind the leader. Who hears the roar at 15.
You know, I backed off the shot, maybe partially because of the roars. I mean, I assumed it was Tiger making an eagle. That was just an assumption. I didn't really look at the board, but I can tell you I really backed off because I kind of had that same shot on, I think it was Friday, and I hit it long. And I just wanted to make sure we had the right number with the right club. You know, I hit an okay shot, nothing great, but I was able to, you know, give myself a chance at birdie.
Tiger at 14 tee. Johnson to the 15th green. Goosen at 16. Doesn't catch the slope. Johnson for birdie and a 3-stroke lead.
I really didn't know what was going on. I mean, I knew I was, if I just kept doing what I was doing, staying in the present, putting well, I had a chance. And my caddy, Damon Green, was the one looking at the board and just kind of keeping his eye on things. I didn't know where I stood even after 14, but after 15, he said, you know, we got a couple shot lead. So, you know, I guess ignorance is bliss sometimes.
At 18, Jerry Kelly to save par. A Masters to be proud of, tied for 5th place. Goosen for par.
Critical putt for Goosen. So he gets through 16, tied with Woods, chasing Johnson.
This could come down nicely. And Tiger will have a look at birdie. And a good one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Get down, get down, get down.
This could be good. That's really good. Below the hole, call it 12 feet for birdie. For the young man who has 1 victory on the tour, Zack Johnson, 31 years of age.
Padraig Harrington, 3 back. Bogeyed and ended his chances. Tiger for birdie at 14.
On 16, you know, I felt like if I get a good read in this putt and I make this putt, I'm going to be tough to beat.
Nice!
3-stroke lead, 2 holes to play. Tiger at 15.
And Tiger Woods needs an open look at this green.
Justin Rose playing ahead of Tiger and behind Zack. Birdie's 15 and is tied for second place. Rory Sabatini for birdie at 18. He posts the low score of the day so far, a 3-under par 69. Johnson, a 7-iron from 169 yards.
If you hit it offline here, you're going to have a clean lie. You're going to have a backswing more than likely. And there is a shot to be played. And it asks you the question, are you able to play it?
Justin Rose, 3 strokes back. The leader, short of the green at 17. Tiger's 4th at 15. Zack for par at 17. A bogey gives 3 men sudden hope. Retief Goosen for his first birdie on the second 9. He hit 15 greens today, but needed 30 putts. Tiger for par. 2 back, 3 holes to play. Rose at 16. 1 back, 2 holes to play. And Zack Johnson has a 6-iron to the 18th green. And misses again. Tiger at 16. Eight feet for birdie. Rose at 17. Big trouble. At 18, Zack Johnson waits for his good friend Vaughn Taylor. And they share the walk to the 18th green as Tiger Woods heads toward a birdie putt at 16. Kim Johnson anxiously watches her husband.
That chip on 18 was pretty good. I'll take that one and bottle it up. I think that was, you know, I knew if I got that up and down, I had a decent chance.
On Sunday, Zack Johnson did what champions are supposed to do. He delivered under pressure. He waved to his wife. He took a look at the leaderboard and he shrugged. It was no longer up to him. Tiger to move within one of the lead. And knows that he must now birdie both 17 and 18 to tie. Rose trying to recover at 17 from the fairway at 15. Doesn't. And then plays his third stroke. And watches it roll off the green. From there, he makes double bogey. At 18, a hero's welcome. He thought he'd have a birdie putt. Instead, he has to hold this bunker shot. He makes par. Will Johnson attends his first Masters at age 14 weeks. Justin Rose ties for 5th place. Tiger has one long shot chance.
I was sitting in the locker room waiting for Tiger to hit his second shot in 18. I'm like, before he hit, I'm like, he's done stranger things.
Zack Johnson is the 2007 Masters champion. Tiger ties for 2nd.
I had a chance, but you know, looking back over the week, I basically blew this tournament on 2 rounds where I had, you know, bogey finishes. That's 4 over in 2 holes. On the last 2 holes, that you just can't afford to do that and win major championships.
And now, Phil, I would be very grateful if you would perform the great honor of placing the green jacket on our 2007 champion, Zack Johnson.
A 40 regular is a perfect fit.
I'm as normal as I come. I mean, I love to play a game for a living. I love to play this game for what it is, golf. I appreciate it. I feel honored to play golf as my living. I'm a competitor, and it just so happens I'm from the Midwest. I mean, I'm Zack Johnson, and I'm from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That's about it. I mean, I'm a normal guy.